Hey, good afternoon. Welcome to the Tom Taylor Sports Show again on this Thursday. We're ready to go. Our 72nd day together. Woo! We just keep on keeping on this 21st day of May 2015. Thank you for being with us. And he's back. Took a couple days off, and he's back in the saddle.
I'm back.
Music to one's ears, I guess. So, I guess. And I do want to say thanks to Cody and Gabe. They're going to be regulars. They're going to start doing these a couple of days. Each guy wants to do 1 day a week, come over here in their schedule and hang.
And I'm all for it.
There you go. And Horse says, I'll take some time off and come back refreshed every week. So the show's expanding with personnel. The show's expanding geographically. Horse, you went and checked, and we picked up a couple of states and 2 more countries. Is that right?
Yeah, I had a hit out of Germany and a hit out of Italy.
Yeah.
Washington State, Missouri. There's a couple more. Throw in a hopper.
Schleswig-Holstein. That's it, right?
Schleswig.
Schleswig-Holstein. Okay, I got to put emphasis right there. Stop at the Schleswig-Holstein, Germany, and Puglia, Italy. Puglia?
Puglia? I don't know.
Puglia? I don't know. It's way over there.
It's across the pond.
There you go. You go down to Newport and hang a right and go. So it's way yonder. Anyway, want to say hello to those folks listening to us in Italy and Germany. Also, Gator's sister down in Peru, and also the folks in Mexico and Great Britain, and, of course, our friends here in the Tri-Cities in Tennessee, too. Very, very appreciative of that. We don't ever lose sight of our local folks because that's really how the show got going, and so it's for anybody, anywhere to listen to. We have lots to talk about today. Got a guy that's going to ruffle some feathers right out of the chute. That's really a dumb thing to say.
Is he on my list?
He's about to be, I'm afraid.
Oh, well,
so,
I think he should have been a long time ago.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, I want to say hello to the Apester. Apester said, because she saw me pound this thing so much, she got so excited. She goes, looks like you had so much fun with that bell. She went and bought one for her desk.
Did she?
I love it. Have you seen an episode of Duck Dynasty where they go into the radio station?
Oh, yeah.
And Si's got the bell.
Oh, yeah.
He takes the bell off the front desk.
He just banging
He's just over going. He said, I just can't help it. I get around a bell, I got to bang it. I think I'm kind of the same way. I think it's kind of a cause for analysis. But anyway, the Apester's got herself a bell now because of us banging it here.
It didn't take much to entertain you as a child, did it?
No.
Give you a stick and let you go.
Pretty much. Tinker Toys. There you go. Remember those?
Toys.
Remember Tinker Toys?
I remember Tinker Toys.
Now, they gave me a Rector set, but I couldn't do it. You know, the metal things, they went me back to Tinker Toys. So.
What about Legos?
Yeah, I did a few little Legos, but Tinker Toys was all the way to high school. That was the and finger painting. Did a lot of finger painting over in the corner. So let's dedicate this show, as we always do, to the man who hung on the cross for us. We unashamedly tell you that. Psalms 27, verse 1. Man, this is powerful. Powerful, as they say back home. The Lord is my feet and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? Whoo! The Lord is the strength and defense of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? That's pretty good there. Why should I be afraid? Whom shall I fear? Whom shall I be afraid? The Lord is the strength of my life. Psalms 27:1, it is the verse of the day to get us started. All right, we got lots to cover. We're going to be catching a live call here coming up in a few minutes from Jeff Birchfield, who is literally down at the Spring Fling. Called him earlier. They're in a rain delay in the state tennis tournaments. This is the individual tournaments. And so we're going to get a live bird's eye view coming up with him just in a few minutes here. Also, a little bit later on, we've got Mark Hubbard from Food City. They're getting ready to come back on board, and that's exciting. Hub and the boys, and we're going to be talking about those Scott's strawberries and also Memorial Day weekend. And also, what he doesn't know, I'm going to ask him, because if I'd have told him this, he wouldn't have done it. Mark Hubbard is up for the Store Manager of the Year, a National Store Manager of the Year in the National Grocers Association, the NGA, I believe is the name of it. Anyway, he is up one of the top 10 finalists for the #1 store manager in the country, not just in Food City. We're talking all over the United States, and so the voting is on, and he'll get mad when I drop that in on him, but that's all right. I'm bigger than he is. We'll talk to Hub coming up in a little while. Larry Kiser, a buddy from Nationwide Insurance, he'll be along talking about that Smart Ride program. He'll tell you more about it and do a better job than I do, and so he'll tell you all about that. And then also David Crum, the TWRA, the Bears on a move even more than they were last week when we had him on.
Oh, yeah, they closed the campground locally.
Yep, up in the Smoky Mountains, absolutely.
Yep.
For increased bear activity. So they're out there on the move even more so now, and even here in the Tri-Cities, and also boating safety.
End times, my friend.
End times?
Yeah.
All right. Now, how does Bears being on?
It's just all wacky, man. I mean, come on. There's got to be something there in Revelation that says animals are going to go nuts.
Yeah, they are. They're on the move. I can tell you that. And we had a pretty good winter with the mast crop, which is nuts. He used to say it every time he say mast, and I thought he was saying M-A-S-S. So one day I said, Crum, what are you saying? He says, mast, M-A-S-T. I said, what is that? He said, nuts and berries. So just say nuts and berries. Don't say mast.
Oh, just say California.
Just talk country. Ho! I said, just
sorry.
Are they one of our states? They won't be.
No, I don't know.
No, they are, as a matter of fact. So anyway, I said, don't say mast, just say nuts and berries. I'm country, just say it. And he said, okay, nuts and berries. But anyway, the Bears have had a good mast crop since last fall, so I don't know why they're on the move, but they're on the move. So he'll talk about that. And also boating safety. Our first big holiday weekend out on the lakes and rivers of Tennessee. Coming up, of course, Memorial Day weekend this weekend. And so, by the way, we will be here. Somebody asked me the other day, will we be here? I said, got a show on Monday. The show goes on, so we'll be here on Monday, Memorial Day. Now, right after that, we may head out for a little cookout in the backyard, but we'll be here for the show on Monday. All right, here we go. First topic. Also, we're going to be talking a lot of local sports as well. As we said, we'll get a live call here in a few minutes from Jeff Birchfield down at the Spring Fling in Murfreesboro. What was this guy thinking when he said this? Because I promise you this is going to come back to haunt him. Maybe he doesn't care.
I think it's great.
Yeah. All right. John Calipari, head basketball coach of the Kentucky Wildcats. Thinking John Calipari publicly dismissing his interest in the New Orleans Pelican job would be the biggest Kentucky headline this week? No. He was in a speech at Rupp Arena for the Kentucky-based animal crop livestock farming agricultural company Alltech at his convention at Rupp Arena. All right. Here's what he says. I'm sure the Big Blue faithful are not pleased with this, but he says, quote, Kentucky's primary goal this season was not to win the national title. Hello. It was putting guys into the draft. That was the objective of the season.
And he did that.
Yeah. How do we do this, he says? It all starts with players first. Their dreams become our dreams. Last year we started the season with a goal. You may think that goal was to win the national title, win all the games. It was to get 8 players drafted. Well, how can you be about your team if you're worried about players getting drafted? Well, we kind of work it the other way. What are your dreams? What are you looking for? What are you trying to get out of life? How can we help you with that? He also said 26 Kentucky players into the NBA so far in the last 6 years, a rate that far outpaces any other college team. The winning, the losing is not personal to me, says Calipari. He wants to get national titles. He wants to get them drafted. So
this is all about
I don't know what to say.
The machine that is Kentucky basketball. And when I say the machine, he is planting seeds. He wants players into the NBA because if he has more players in the NBA, that makes his credibility go up. It makes it easier to recruit the better players. It also means more money coming back into the program from the players that are now in the NBA making millions.
You think they give money back to the program?
Oh, heck yeah. You know they do.
All right.
So it's all about it's the machine, and I call it a machine because it's that's just one piece of the puzzle. But still, it again, it's about the money ultimately, and it's about the prestige, his own prestige, number one. See what I can do for you and get you into the NBA. Come play for me, So,
well, it all sounds good, and you're right, but that's not how it comes across. But
that's not how it's coming across with the fans.
I think you're right. I think your explanation is perfect, but that's not how it comes off. It comes off. This is what he says. Kentucky's primary goal this season was not to win a national title. It was putting guys into the draft. That was the objective. Yeah. Well. Okay, so for the fan base out there plunking down good money to go watch them play, we don't care if we win national titles. We just want to get all these guys into the draft. Well, okay.
The goal is to win a national title first.
That was not smart PR from John Calipari. So you think that the goal was to win the national title, win all the games, it was to get 8 players drafted. Well, how can you be about your team if you're worried about players getting drafted? Well, we kind of work it the other way. What are your dreams? See, I understand what he's saying. They're wanting to take the individual's dreams and weave it into the team concept and their dreams. These guys' dreams, obviously, get to the NBA, make big bucks. I understand all that. But
sure.
It's just the way he said it. Now when you explained it, and now when I go back and read it, but that it's not how it's being presented. It's being presented that he just said, hey, we're out to win, not to win a national title, win to get guys into the draft. That's our goal. So this will be a little backlash, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, with the fans that are all about winning championships, they could care less who's playing next year or who played last year. They want it's all about the now and winning another trophy.
And having said that, his recruiting class coming in this year is probably better than the guys leaving this year going to the NBA.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's like a machine's probably a good way to describe it. I mean, these guys are loaded for bear coming in. This freshman class, they're saying is, of course they say this all the time, the best of the best, the all-time greatest, but they're telling me just number-wise, statistics-wise, his incoming freshman class may be the best freshman class going into a single school in a long, long time.
But
so
you had UCLA back in the 70s and 60s and 70s. That was the machine. That was the dominant basketball program year in and year out. It's changed now. It's Kentucky.
There you go, John Calipari. So it'll be interesting to see, as we said, how things are reacted to by the fan base of the UK, the Big Blue. And, again, some will not like that. Some will understand it, but it will get reaction. But I think the guy was just being, speaking from his heart. And I think he didn't say it right. His intentions were right, but it just didn't come out the way he wanted it to. So, Anyway, that's what's happening in Kentucky. A little closer to home, how about this? Wake Forest sophomore Will Craig. Sophomore Craig, a Johnson City native, played at Science Hill, the Atlantic Coast Conference Baseball Player of the Year in the whole league. How about that? The sixth Deacon to get this Player of the Year award. 6'3", 230-pound right-handing first baseman and pitcher, near the top of the ACC in every offensive category, led the league in batting, .382 average, had 58 RBIs and 13 home runs. 58 RBIs was second to the ACC, 13 home runs tied for third. They finished the season, though, 12-18 in the ACC, 27-26 overall, and did not qualify for the league's postseason tournament. And yet this kid was named the ACC Player of the Year. How about that? From Johnson City, Science Hill High School. So yet another one of Ryan Edwards' prodigies, along with Daniel Norris and what's the kid in Alabama, Carter? Will Carter.
Will Carter.
I mean, he's had some guys come through up there that are heck of an athlete. And Paul Hoyleman, one time was a home run hitting champion across the country when he played at East Tennessee State. So congratulations to Will Craig, the ACC Player of the Year in baseball. We'll try and get him on either this tomorrow or certainly next week. Try and track him down. I know he's daddy, and we'll try and get him on and do an interview on the show again here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. We thank you for being with us. Wendell Lowe, good afternoon to you, sir. Also hello to Dustin Moore and Andrew Darlington, and also Terry Diamond, Ron Bedford, hello to you, and also Clark Parker working over at Eastman, and also Steve McCauley from the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. All these folks are listeners and likers and listeners and followers on Facebook, and we appreciate that very, very much. We've got coming up Jeff Birchfield from the Johnson City Press live. He is on the road down in Murfreesboro for the Spring Fling, and he's going to join us coming up here in just a second. Before we go to the first break, NASCAR announces their Hall of Fame class for 2016. What'd you think? Did you see who went in? Were you surprised? Do you care?
No.
Okay. Which one? Don't care or surprised? You weren't surprised?
No.
Okay. All right. I was, but Bruton Smith goes in. I think that's very surprising because he has been a thorn in the side of NASCAR for these many years. And so NASCAR Chairman Brian France opened voting discussions by asking the panel to consider Bruton Smith's inclusion, and he led the 5 new members, getting 68% of the vote. The other guys went in: Curtis Turner, NASCAR drivers Curtis Turner and Bobby Isaac, and Modified Series champion Jerry Cook completed the 7th class of the Hall of Fame. My guy, my all-time favorite driver, Texas Terry Labonte, the Iceman, now in, won 22 races, a couple of NASCAR titles in 84 and 96. And so Terry Labonte in now with the NASCAR Hall of Fame, which I think is really, really cool. And this guy, the thing I like about Labonte, whether he won the race or finished dead last, his demeanor was the same. Now, he got agitated every now and then, but not very often. He was just kind of like Horace, just never animated, never demonstrative, just kind of just steady as you go. So Texas Terry into the Hall of Fame along with Bruton Smith. Of course, they'll do that later this year, induct him into the NASCAR Hall of Fame again in Charlotte, North Carolina. We're going to take our first break. We'll come right back. We'll go straight to the phone, and we'll track down our buddy Jeff Birchfield, who's in Murfreesboro, the Spring Fling, talking local sports, and we'll do that right after you hear this on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
Life has its twists and turns. It can take many different shapes. But a good retirement plan changes with your life. And as we talk about what you're putting away and how much you'll need to retire, what was uncertain becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
We are back with the Tom Taylor Sports Show this Thursday afternoon. Let's go right to the ponies there in Murfreesboro. Jeff Birchfield from the Johnson City Press. Good afternoon, sir. How you doing?
Doing well down here at the state tennis championships at the moment.
Yeah, let's talk about yesterday first. Tennessee High makes it 2 in a row. They won the team tennis championship. Tell us about it.
Yeah, I mean, they've got a thing rolling at Tennessee High. That's like their third championship in the last 5 years. You know, Reedy Toney, the coach there, does a real good job with those kids. And actually, the only kid who lost was Matt Henson, their number one player, but he was playing a kid named Stephen Carl, who's like the number 34 ranked kid in the entire nation. So, you know, and actually Henson's little brother Austin ended up clinching a match for Tennessee High yesterday. So it's pretty exciting for them.
So you're there now for the individuals. Tell me what's going on right now.
Well, the two kids I'm mainly focused on at the moment are Josie Rogers of Dobbins Bennett and Andrew Morton of Science Hill, and those two kids are both dominating right now. Danielle Vines, the phenom from Elizabeth, and she's going to play here in about an hour. She's the defending state champion, actually one of the top tennis players here in the entire state. So she's got her quarterfinal match will be coming up in about an hour. But right now, Rogers and Morton are both doing very well, both leading comfortably in their matches. That's
awesome. These are the semifinals, is that correct?
Yeah, these are actually the quarterfinals.
Quarters?
And the semifinals are later today, and the finals are tomorrow.
So they win, they have to turn around and come back and play this afternoon again. Is that correct?
Yeah, that is correct.
Talking to Jeff Birchfield, he's live in Murfreesboro. Love it, right there in the middle of all the spring fling. Hey, tomorrow night, Science Hill's playing for the state soccer championship. Pretty exciting. Tell me about it.
Well, it's actually Mr. Doug Fritz covered that for us last night, but it's a huge win for Science Hill. They beat Hardin Valley Academy 2-0, and Hardin Valley's the number one ranked team in the state. And Science Hill, you know, they've been close down here the last several years. They've made it to the state semifinals last year, and they were state championship here about 3 years ago. So, you know, for Science Hill, you hope, you know, they've been knocking on that door, so hopefully they can bust it open, you know, this time around.
Talking to Jeff Birchfield again in Murfreesboro. So you've got Science Hill playing for the state soccer championship. Greenville Lady Green Devil softball very strong right now. Tell me about that.
Yeah, I actually was at that game yesterday. They've got a terrific pitcher. Bob Fortell, the coach, his daughter Jordan is, you know, the top pitcher in our area. You know, she's actually they got a 3-2 lead on CAK, and then after CAK scored the first couple runs off of her, you know, she held them scoreless for the rest of the game, and that's all that Greenville needed. You know, seems like in softball, more than any other sport, even more than a quarterback in football, like that's the most important position if you've got, you know, that dominant pitcher.
And so Greenville obviously does. They're doing very well, and they're still making noise again in the state tournament. In fact, Greenville will play tonight. They'll take on Chattanooga Central at 6:30. They're in Murfreesboro again, and they're a game away. That's the semifinals. They're a game away from the championship in the softball. Soccer, again, Science Hill playing for the state championship tomorrow night against Houston. And as we said, Tennessee High has already won the doubles. The team championship. So Jeff, point being, we've got some individuals and some teams doing very well this time in the spring fling, right?
We sure do, and I've been at track and field earlier this morning, and we had some kids make All-State already. Brianna Buck from Happy Valley, she made All-State in the girls' high jump, and then had Laura Rogers from Unicoi County in the pole vault, and then Anna Caberly, she didn't make All-State, but she had a pretty good effort, for Science Hill. And I know when I was leaving track to come back to tennis, I'm running back and forth. They're about 5 miles away, but Emily Schuper from Elizabeth, and she was actually throwing, and she looked like she was well on her way to make an All-State as well.
Awesome stuff. We'll try and get back and report with Jeff tomorrow again. Before I let you go, fan base, these teams that are down there, do they have pretty good fans following them from the Tri-Cities?
They do, and one thing I want to compliment Greenville on, you mentioned them, is like at tennis yesterday, the Greenville girls made it to the state championship, lost in the finals. But, I mean, their soccer team and their, softball team, everyone was here to support them. It reminded me of when I first started coming down here about 10 years ago was Science Hill, had some really good teams back then. And that school was really good. Like the baseball team would come here and support the tennis team and vice versa. And, they'd all go to track and just really good about that. And actually, as I speak of that, there's some Dobbins Bennett track parents and, runners and stuff in the stands here supporting Josie Rogers here at the tennis right now.
That is very neat. Very, very cool. Hey, if you don't care, I'll check back with you tomorrow and get another wrap-up on Friday, the spring fling, and maybe give us some more information tomorrow. Can you do that tomorrow for us?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, tomorrow potentially could be a big day for us. I mean, like I said, Science Hill's probably favored going into that state championship game, and Daniel Boone's boys, they've got an excellent shot of winning the track championship tomorrow night also, so we could end up having a huge Friday. I think at least one of those two teams could come through for us tomorrow.
I love it. Northeast Tennessee down there kicking tail and taking names in Murfreesboro. I love it. Jeff, great job. I'll talk to you tomorrow, all right?
All right, sounds good, Tom.
Yep, super job. Our buddy Jeff Birchfield does a dynamite job again, the sports writer for the Johnson City Press. Now, look there. Cell phone in Murfreesboro, perfect.
Yeah.
Now, explain that to me.
I can't.
Yeah.
I mean, I think
I don't get it.
Well, I think it has to do with the carrier,
Uh-huh.
the location, okay, and where the tower. I mean, how many people are using the tower? I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, it just blows my mind. I mean,
That was perfect.
perfect,
Yeah.
no issues.
None. And then we may go to the next call, and it's hit and miss at best. So
Yeah.
I don't get it.
It's
So.
not our equipment. It's the,
Oh, no.
it's
No.
the whatever East Tennessee mountains. I guess I don't know.
blame it on the mountains.
Yeah, might as well.
All right.
Got to blame it on something.
There you got it. All right. What else going on in the world of sports? Let's see. We have a story brewing out of Nashville. Wisenhunt apparently on the hot seat, and I think this is all just trumped up, quite frankly. I don't see this guy doing this at all. But the buzz is if Wisenhunt doesn't come out of the gates in a big-time way to start the season, the Titans could woo John Gruden to come out of the press box.
Oh, it'll never happen.
It's not going to
It'll
happen.
never happen.
It's not going to happen.
He
No.
wouldn't come to Tennessee if he wouldn't even think about UT Vols. He's not going to think about Tennessee. Period.
Yeah.
So
Well, now I know you're going to get a chuckle out of you, but the last time the Raiders were successful at all, he was the coach. Now Al died, and the son Mark. Oh, have you seen a picture of him? He's
No.
kind of a weird-looking dude. He's got
well,
bang.
he's a Raider. What do you expect?
It's just funny. He's got bangs. Looks like kind of like a little Dutch boy.
In
The
other
paint
words, he
guy.
doesn't have to dress up for the ball games.
I don't guess so. No, he is the ball games. He signs the checks. But anyway, there was talk back in the day that he would open up the checkbook and before he got Del Rio and say, "Whatever you want, come back to be the Oakland Raiders coach, and I'll leave you alone." Dad didn't. There was a phone. Warren Sapp still talks about it. There's a phone. There's a table at the back of the bench where all the drinks and everything were.
Yep.
Right at the base of the wall there on the back of the Oakland Raiders bench, there was a phone. And when that phone rang, it was Al Davis telling whoever, "This is a play I want you to run." Didn't do it often, but he did it.
Oh.
And when the phone rang, he answered the phone because that would be the man who signs the checks. Well, Mark Davis said, "Hey, John Gruden, if you come back to Oakland, there is no phone. You're going to run the show." He said, "I have that kind of respect for you." Gruden said no. So my point to all this is he said money is no object. If you want to come be the Oakland Raiders coach, we'll pay you. So he told them no. I don't think the Titans even
No, they don't
have
stand
hit
a
his
chance.
radar screen.
They don't
No.
even stand a chance.
Gruden has strong family ties to Tennessee, was courted heavily by UT a few years back. Titans could end up sold in the next 12 months, and having a rock star coach would be a great asset to boost the value of the franchise.
No.
So But, again, this guy, I don't know. I'm sure he's
They
knocking
can't
down
afford him.
some.
Oh,
yeah,
he's been knocking down a big jack at ESPN.
I'm sure he is. So, anyway, Ken Wisenut already in the offseason being rumored to be in trouble coming out of the gate. And, here's another added twist for the Raiders, which doesn't make any sense to this either. There'll be many of the usual suspects likely again sniffing around Gruden by Thanksgiving. Mark Davis, one of those. And, of course, the fact they're trying to move the Raiders to L.A., to the big market, the allure of Gruden would only grow, but it's worth keeping an eye on in the future. He just signed another huge contract extension last year with ESPN.
No, he's not going anywhere.
The odds at this point he'll stay in the broadcast booth. The Titans, again, are still kind of putting out the feelers for John Gruden.
All this is doing is just upping his stock with ESPN. I mean, that's all it is.
Absolutely.
I mean, he's not going anywhere.
No.
He's just going to sit back and smile real big and enjoy all this controversy. And all he's got to do is just say, no, click.
There you go. Thanks, but no thanks. And we're talking about him in East Tennessee.
Yeah.
And they're hearing us in Italy and Germany.
They're talking about him everywhere.
Yeah. He's like laughing all the way to the bank. It's the Tom Taylor Sports Show again on this Thursday. Again, we're May 21st, the 71st day together. And we thank you for being with us here again, actually our 72nd day together. And we appreciate Jeff Birchfield again from the Johnson City Press. We are mere moments away from the quiz show. Our man over here in the hot seat will try his turn at moving at 8. Richard Isaacs told us earlier this week, if it stays up at that dry erase marker for a length of time, you don't ever change it. It'll harden up. You can't get it off. Hint, hint. So it didn't go well yesterday. The Elvis thing was not.
No, I listened in on that one. That was just so
Train wreck.
Great. Yes.
Train wreck.
Yes.
Yes. I got the first two right now, baby. I'm off and running. Or maybe I missed the first. Did I miss the first one? I can't even remember.
Yeah, you need to get Wyman in here and rub his belly before you take the next question.
Buddha baby. Rub his belly. Whew, that's a bad visual. National Hockey League. Last night, Tampa Bay skates past the Rangers 6-5 in overtime. Tampa leads that series 2-1. Tonight on the ice, Weinman's Blackhawks will be in Chicago to take on the Anaheim Ducks. Chicago and Anaheim played on Tuesday and did the Blackhawks to a 3-2 triple overtime win. Series tied at 1 apiece in the best of 7.
Now, he's a Kentucky fan, isn't he? Wyman?
Major Kentucky fan.
Wow, we got to get his opinion on Mr. Calipari.
This is what he's going to say. He's going to say, it is what it is. That's what he's going to say. Because he's not going to slam Kentucky. He loves the Wildcats. You could send him to a Kentucky Frisbee game. He's like Gaga. My boy loves the Kentucky Wildcats. I don't see him busting on John Calipari. So, but somebody will. That'll come back to haunt him. Our opening story there on we're not out here to win national titles. We're out here to get these guys drafted. Really? So when I get ready to get my season ticket thing in the mail and go, nah. Now, if you're not interested in winning a national title, I'm not interested in plunking down bukus of money to come watch you play only to get these guys drafted to the NBA. So, again, purely individual rights, no question. All right, quick break. Nope, we're not going to break. We'll go right now to the quiz show. Are you ready?
Well, I guess so.
Mm-hmm. Then we're going to have a little story about domestic violence charges are dropped by an NFL star on him. So, also, what's the man's name? Revis, who went over to the Jets. Yeah, he's all about the Patriots. He said, I'm not surprised what's going on over there. So, lots of sports coming up. Let's go and get ready, and here we be for the quiz show. Went 0 for 5 Friday. We've had a train wreck this week, so maybe Horace can change our fate. He has one correct, 1 5 for 5 right. Gator.
I'm going to say this again. I'm going to say this again, okay? You go at this maybe 3 or 4 times a week.
I'm not up there to win this. I want you to know this.
You go at it 3 or 4 times a week.
Right.
I get one shot at it a week,
right.
if that, okay?
Right.
Yeah. So my 1 is as strong as your 5.
I am not trying to win this. I want you to understand. I'm trying to get you drafted into the NBA. I am not trying to win this. I am trying to get you drafted. All right, I got 5. Buzzer's got 1. Gator's got 1. And my man Horace has got 1. So here we go. Are you ready?
I guess.
Who are we playing for today, by the way? You want to pick one? Or you got one?
Go ahead and pick one. Pick
All
one
right.
out of our big list of fans there.
All right. How about Go play for Denise Lane.
Okay.
Saw on the Facebook where she got hit last night with a softball on the side of the head at a ball game.
Ouch.
Oh, yeah. She's in the hospital, and she got some stitches and some facial laceration. So she could probably use a free oil change and some free food and maybe a chance to go hang out at Bays Mountain Park. So don't let her down, Horace.
I'm sorry, because I'm sure Big Tom over here, Sasquatch, has got me some Sasquatch questions.
Oh, there you go. In fact, yesterday, Wyman said.
I'm going to go ahead and stay right now. They're all stupid questions.
Yeah, yesterday I was playing for Robert St. Clair, and Wyman says, just go ahead and apologize to him before we start because you're not going to win. Sure enough, that buzzer came early. All right, here we go. So we're playing for Denise Lane.
All right.
She lives in Kingsport, by the way. Question number 1 starts right out of the chute. Game trivia. Ready? Monopoly.
Monopoly.
Ready?
Yeah.
True or false, there are 30 properties on the Monopoly board. True or false?
Jeez.
30 properties on a Monopoly board. True or false?
False. I think it's a little fewer than that.
False. Final answer?
Final answer.
All righty. Hit the bell. Horace got it right. There's 28.
Hang on. Let me get the guy. Turn it up.
Okay.
There we go.
All right. Let me go ahead and mark this with my Sharpie. Okay. God, I hope we don't do this. All right. Number 2. Question number 2. Beach volleyball. Looking for the year. Beach volleyball was added to the Olympics as an Olympic sport in 1996. Is that true or false?
96. Was there an Olympics in 96?
Beach volleyball added to the Olympics as a sport in 1996. True or false?
I'm going to say
Beach
volleyball. Man. 96. That's only 10 years ago. That would only 2 Olympics ago.
Elvira.
I'm going to say it was a little early. I think they've been going at it for at least 3 Olympics. So I'm going to say that is false.
False. Final answer?
Final answer.
Hit the buzzer.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Denise.
Okay.
I thought it would have been 92.
What kind of question is that now? It
That's
is
a
a stupid question.
question.
There you go. Number 3. I would pay to see this guy play this next sport.
Oh, here we go.
I would pay to see you play badminton.
Badminton.
There you go. You ever play badminton? Never.
Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah.
You play badminton?
Yeah. You know what a shuttlecock is?
Absolutely. It's a birdie.
Okay.
Back up home, we call them birdies. Shuttlecock, I don't know what that's too.
That's the official term for
I know
it,
that,
Tom.
but back up home, it's birdie. Just like mast, it's nuts and berries. Come on now. I'm from West Virginia. In badminton, they played a 21. True or false?
That's true.
True. Hit the bell. All right. Horace 2 for 3. Denise, I'm sorry. He bombed it for you. So, wait a minute. When I get one wrong, he's over going,
I'm not answering Elvis questions.
Yeah.
These are legit questions that are decent questions. You miss Elvis. I keep telling you, you're not going to get him.
I'm going to get it next week.
Yeah, here we go.
Yes, I am. I am motivated. I sent her a text yesterday that I will win. It's personal
Give
now.
me 3rd question.
The 4th question. Here we go. Soccer. True or false? Mexico. Mexico played in the first World Cup. Is that true or false?
False.
False. All righty. Hit the buzzer.
Oh, they did, huh?
Oh. All right. He's 2 for 4. He's 2 for 4. Can he finish strong? Baseball trivia. Here we go. If you forfeit a game in baseball, if a game is forfeited for whatever reason, the official score in the scorebook is 9-0. Is that true or false?
It's false. It's 7-0.
Hit the buzzer. It is 9-0.
Is it?
Ho! Okay.
Now, that is a stupid score
There
for a
you go.
stupid thing. Stupid question.
Okay, beach
Then why do I
volleyball.
always see 7-0?
I don't know. You must not be watching the right game. I don't know why. Beach volleyball, down the tubes. Mexico soccer, down the tubes. Forfeited game, down the tubes. My boy Horace got badminton and Monopoly.
But you know what? I didn't go over.
No, you did not. I will give you credit. I did not go over 5. But see, the other side of the coin is you only get 1 shot a week.
That's right.
See? Okay, so you went 2 for 5. But the other side of the ledger is if you went and had more shots at it, you'd have more chance to go over 5. It's easy to come over one day a week and go, okay, I did 2 for 5. I did better than you. I'm on the hot seat 2-3 times a week.
What's that got to do with anything?
Well, I'm just telling you. I went over 5, but
You
the
went
law of
0 for
averages.
5.
Yeah, but the law of averages is sure.
Yeah.
You only have 1 shot a
We
week.
need to put an over thing up there, too.
No, we don't. We need to leave that alone.
TT is a 5/1 because the slash goes into the offers category.
Leave me alone. Hit the music, would you please? Sorry, Denise Lane. We didn't do good for you today. got 3 right, or 2 right, I should say. This question on tomorrow, Carmichael. Let's see. He told me yesterday off air what it's going to be. I can't remember what it is. But he's got a category. No, wait a minute. It's the Reds again, I think. Is it? Or is it the Raiders? I don't know. He's going to do trivia tomorrow. We'll try it again.
Whatever
tomorrow.
it is, you're doomed again.
I have no confidence anymore. I'm in a bad stretch. So, anyway, by the way, thanks. I had a lot of folks. I say lots. 6 or 7 have commented either through tweeting. I'm tweeting now. Tweeting. I'm beginning the wide open world of being able to tweet. Is that right? Twitter? Tweet anyway.
Tweet.
And also through Facebook. And also ran into a couple of folks last night at church. Said they heard Taylor Geese sing and said she was very, very good. In fact, one person said she was phenomenal, and she was. So we'll play her again one day next week and let you hear the outstanding talents of one, again, Taylor Geese Sanders out of Nashville doing the national anthem. Battle at Bristol. Ticket sales are flying right now. Went back and looked. I was telling Cody this yesterday. All-time biggest crowd in college football. What do you think it is?
120,000.
You were listening to the show.
No.
Yeah. You heard that yesterday, didn't you?
No, I did not.
Yeah. 115,109.
Michigan,
Notre Dame,
See,
Big House, 2013.
Yeah, Michigan can handle it. I think their stadium's 110 anyways.
60 minus 15 be what, 45? Yeah. So they're talking on the bare minimum, they're going to add 45,000 more to this all-time record next September at Bristol Motor Speedway. Now, if you go on the website, you'll see the picture they have taken. Of course, we saw it up there during the race, but it was covered up in the middle of the field with the infield with the car haulers. But now there's nothing up there. You can see where they've spray painted the football field down on the asphalt at Bristol Motor Speedway. That's where the artificial surface is going to go. And so the all-time record, 115,109, Michigan Notre Dame, 2013 in Michigan, that will be eclipsed big time. 160,000 on the minimum. I say it'll be more than that. And, again, talking to some folks yesterday at the Speedway. We're going to be talking to Landon Owen tomorrow. Ticket sales are really, really, really going strong for 2 events. The Urban Tools Night Race coming up in August, and now the tickets to the Battle of Bristol next September, a year from now, Virginia Tech and Tennessee. And let me just say this. There are some things in the planning stages. It's going to be an event, not just a football game. It'll be an event. BMS getting ready to do it like nobody else can do it. And they're putting some things together, which they're not finalized yet. But they're going to make this an event that you'll never, ever forget, I promise you. So if you don't have tickets to go see the biggest college football game ever a year from now in September of next year, you'd want to go to BristolTix.com or call them up at 434-BRISTOL and find out how you can get in the running to get tickets for the Battle at Bristol, because it's going to be big, big, as Barney said. Andy, it's going to be big, 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 big. Going to be big. Andy, it's going to be big. So there you go. We're looking forward to it. Now, before we go to the break, got Will Graybeal coming up here in just a few minutes, our buddy from Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics. And later in the show, we've got Mark Hubbard's going to join us. Also, Larry Kiser from Larry Kiser Nationwide Insurance. David Crum's going to join us coming up, talking about the Bears and the boats going into Memorial Day weekend. Softball tonight in Knoxville. The Lady Vols. See, now look right there. Kingsport Times News is not supposed to do that. It's supposed to say the women's softball team.
I'm all for it.
Nike said don't say.
Go for it.
Only Lady Vols.
Go for it, Times News. Go for it.
Only Lady Vols is supposed to be the basketball team. And so, and then it's not going to stick. We're going to call it what we want to.
You know what I say to Nike?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry about that, big guy.
Okay. How'd you do today, Tom? I did good till the guy spit on me, slobbered on me over there. Not really. Seminoles at 48-12. The Lady Vols at 45-14. Starting a best out of 3 tonight in the NCAA Super Regional at Lee Stadium in K-Town. Team still standing when the dust settles. On Friday, moves on to the Oklahoma City College World Series for the ladies on May the 28th. Number 8, Tennessee's hitting against number 9, Florida State's pitching. Lady Vols have slugged a school record 99 home runs in 39 games. What is that on the average? You want to cipher?
99 home runs in how many games?
39.
That's 2 a game, 3 a game almost.
All right, let's see.
2.6, 2.7 a game.
Yeah. Rain Man, how'd you do that? I mean, 2.6 to I'm over trying to just get 3. It's 2.6, 2.7. That's pretty good.
I'm not from West Virginia.
Charlie Babbitt, that's pretty good. Rain Man. God, he's popped it out of there. That's pretty good. Give me some taters. Scary part is he's right. All right. 3 home runs a game on the average puts them 7th in the country. The Tennessee Lady Vols softball team is dynamite. Their late-season surge carried them to the SEC tournament title game. Got them the home field advantage. If history counts for anything, the Lady Vols are 6-1 of the Super Regionals, including 4-0 at home. They'll take on the Lady Seminoles tonight, again at 7 o'clock in Knoxville. Going to be a cool night. We had a little bit of a dip in the weather. It's very pleasant outside. Maybe a little cool night tonight there in K-Town for the Lady Vols and the Lady Seminoles of Florida State. Quick break. We'll be right back. We'll be joined by Will Graybeal. See what's going on in Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics. Later on the show, we'll talk about Aaron's Pharaoh. 2 down, 1 to go. What's up next? Belmont?
No, yeah.
Preakness is down. Derby's down. Up next is the Belmont Stakes for the Triple Crown. And got a little problems in the barn there with American Pharaoh.
The owner.
The owner, yep. A little bit of problem there. It's called gambling. We'll tell you all about that. Also, Rivas talking about the Patriots. And your boy Jameis, he's back in the news. So we'll
every day.
We'll take a break. We'll be right back. He loves this guy. Oh, did I put down Calipari over here for you? I forgot to do that.
Is it on there?
Let's see. People
I
at a
thought
horse.
he was already on there.
No, people that he does not like. Scanning, we're up to 21. So
Calipari's not on there?
He is now. John Calipari. People the horse does not like. I'm scanning. Let's see. Nope. He's not on there.
Put him on there.
He's on there now. John Calipari.
He's
coach
stuck
of the
on
Kentucky
himself.
Wild. He what?
He's stuck on himself.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a good coach. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, look what he did. But I just don't like him.
You don't like him.
He just rubs me wrong.
All right. So do 20 other people. So we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. Will Graybeal joins us next on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Kingsport Cabinetry installs cabinets and countertops all over the 3-state region. Owner Richard Isaac says they work with both commercial and residential customers and love to help remodel existing homes.
What we do is if somebody comes in and wants to do a remodel, of course, they've got an existing home, existing kitchen. It might be a bathroom, whatever, it doesn't matter. We'll come out and take a look at their project. We'll do the measuring for them, come back in. While I'm at the home, I'll get the ideas that they want to incorporate into the kitchen, into the bathroom. We'll come back, we'll draw it up for them, have them come in for a meeting and go over everything with them. And once the drawings and stuff are approved, then we'll start the pricing process. We'll find out what kind of wood they want to use, what kind of countertops. Do they want Corian? Do they want granite? Do they want laminate countertops?
Kingsport Cabinetry. Quotes are free. Call today, 247-6134, 247-6134. American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City takes care of both male and female customers, but owner Kim Smith says they have a special care and concern for ladies.
Being a female in what's considered a man's business, I understand the trepidation that women may have when they come to the shop. They feel like they don't know about cars, they might be intimidated, but that's not the way we do business. Everybody's treated the same. We take the time to explain anything that they have questions about, the repair, the process, the part. We want to make sure people are comfortable with what we're going to do to their vehicle and that they understand. We do cater to women in a sense. We have a real nice waiting room with nice Keurig coffee and flavored creamers, air-conditioned, cushioned seats, TV, everything a girl could want while she waits for her car to be fixed.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111.
Back with the Tom Taylor Sports Show, 40 years, 6 locations, 1 family. They do it and do it right, obviously. If you've been in business, at any type of business for 40 years, you're doing something right. On top of that, they're growing. 6 locations now: Abington, Norton, Kingsport, Bristol, Greenville, Pounding Mill, Virginia. All these you can access by simply calling 1-800-524-4447. Owner Will Graybeal is here with me. And, Will, 'tis the season, my friend. Folks are out mowing the yard,
playing softball, being active outside, and sometimes those type of things, your body says you can't, your mind says you can, and sometimes they collide and people get hurt because they're trying to do things they thought they could do, they can't. So tell me how you can help folks with the orthotic side from Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics.
Definitely, Tom. Orthotics are anything that aids or supports the body, whether it's a fracture and we put a brace on for a fracture, or if it's a sprain or a strain, or if you've had a stroke or have had some sort of medical condition that would cause the body not to function normally. A lot of things we do, especially right now with soccer and baseball going on and different high school and grade school sports. Again, like you said, the weekend warriors, raking grass now, mowing the yards, getting them ready, slip and fall, strain the knee. Had some fractures that have come in lately. Recently, we had fracture coming in for even riding bike now that it's getting nice outside, flipping over the handlebars and landing on the wrist and getting a crack in it. And the doctor's saying, you don't need a cast. They used to do. Now we've got splints that we put on there that can be removed. They don't stink as bad cast would. So in many instances, we're able to port the body like that and let it heal on its own, usually just a couple of weeks, and then you're good to go. Typically, if you have a back fracture, they don't do surgery. Put them in a brace for about 6 weeks. They'll monitor it with x-rays, and then the body will heal itself, and it's good to go. A lot of foot and ankle injuries, turning the ankle over, running, the bottom of the foot having problems with stone bruises and plantar fasciitis. Kind of runner that's out there and understands what that's like. We do custom foot orthotics that go into the shoe. We make those in the office and get them out to all the other locations. Anything that can support it, lets you be a normal person out there again, keeping your daily life going. You might be hobbling around on a splint for about 6 weeks, but you're back out there and you're keeping active again. Cam walkers, boots you've probably seen out in public, people in the grocery store wearing, it looks like a moon boot. Usually it's a fracture. Even if it's a toe fracture, they might put you in that. Spraining your ankle. Sometimes they'll have surgery, and the doctor will want you to have a splint after surgery to keep their repair solid until you recover from that. A lot of knee bracing from osteoarthritis for just the pain that's in there that's just worn out, post ACL and MCL surgeries, meniscus surgeries. The goal on that one, bracing, is to help the two bones, the main bone, the tibia and the femur, from moving around. So we're going to keep rotation down and keep them from hyperextending, helping the pain a lot with that, and then letting the body heal itself. We've got one gentleman that is a motocross rider, and we do custom knee bracing on him so that he doesn't have another injury. So he wears knee braces on both knees when he's riding. You'll see some athletes do that. They maybe have a weakness, and the physician wants them in that to prevent an injury. So sometimes we do that as well. See a lot of high school sports, they'll lace up the ankle, keep the football players, soccer players from turning their ankle over. Even if they don't have a problem right now, it keeps them from having a problem. That's something that most of those things, you come in the door with a prescription, you walk out, and you've been fitted that day, unless it's custom. And anymore with that kind of stuff, we don't have to do custom. There's plenty of devices out there that are off the shelf. So I think that's probably the number one thing we see this time of year. Is probably pediatrics coming in for a sprain or strain, maybe a fracture. The doctor sends them right over and says, go over there and Bristol Orthotics can fix you right up. And that's true.
They're a phone call away at 1-800-524-4447 or go to the website at bristolomp.com. Last question, what do you think separates you from the competition? They're all over the place, different folks, but kind of partial to Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, obviously. And what do you feel like separates you from the competition?
Well, what patients tell us is what we figured out is that they're not a number. They're definitely, we know them. Even if you come in that one visit, we always get the feedback that they really took the time to take care of me. I'm a talker. We'll get in there and talk about what's going on with you with your problem, but we end up talking about family life. I'm into cars. I like outdoors, and we'll strike a conversation about what's going on in your life. And it goes beyond just, oh, hey, you're here for a splint or a leg or whatever it is you're there for. Talk about what's going on in your life. And that's what we enjoy. We're people just like everyone else that's out there. We want to know what's going on in your life. We're interested in it. But we want to know how your life is going and what it's like, because we're part of that community too. We like supporting local businesses ourselves. And when you grow up in small business, you definitely care about the future of the next generation coming along. I think that's what separates us from anybody else. It's just treating the people with respect. We don't want you to wait. We want you to get quickly seen. Our staff knows to bend over backwards to take care of you, and that's our main goal, just because that's the care we would want to be treated with as well.
1-800-524-4447. Will Graybeal and his great staffs. Again, 6 locations, 40 years in business, one family. 1-800-524-4447. Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics. You heard about it right here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
That would be us. Make sure you like us on Facebook. Simply go to facebook.com/Tom Taylor Sports Show. Like us and follow us, and we thank you very much for that. All right, let's bring you up to speed on the Big League scoreboard. Got 4 games in progress on this Thursday, the getaway day. That means, of course, a lot of teams playing early, doing a day game, then jumping on the plane and flying to the next city to start their next weekend series. Reds, by the way, lost 5 in a row. Got beat last night by the Royals. A travel day today. Open up tomorrow night, a weekend set in Cleveland against their in-state rival. Interleague play, of course, this weekend. And so it'll be the Reds from the National League and the Indians from the American League. And it continues to spiral downward for the Redlegs of Cincinnati. And we'll see how long the fan base, ownership will put up with it, because a lot of money invested in those guys and not getting much out of it. And somewhere Dusty Baker's probably chuckling, going, yeah, y'all thought it was me and it ain't me. I don't know what it is, but they are underperforming, and here we go again for another year. All right, 4 games this afternoon. Who is playing and who's winning right now, Horace?
You got Seattle at Baltimore. They're in the middle of the third, and Baltimore leads 4-1. In the bottom of the 5th, Arizona is at Miami. Miami still ahead 4-2 in that game. Bottom of the 3rd, Houston and Detroit are scoreless. Top of the 3rd, St. Louis and New York. That's going to be a good game. The Mets and the Cardinals, they're scoreless.
Have you ever pole vaulted?
I tried.
How'd you do?
Not too good.
Did you crash and burn?
I crashed and burned. This was in high school. And back in high school, I was 5'11", 145, 150 pounds, and I was a gazelle.
Well.
And I went out for track and field and did a few events. But, man, I tell you what, pole vaulting, no.
No. So Savannah Hurst of Science Hill doesn't need to call you for lessons.
No.
She probably doesn't need it anyway. She finished second in the AAA pole vault competition, the girls' state track meet yesterday. Scheduled to compete in 2 other events today, the 100-meter and 300-meter hurdles. She, by the way, reached the 10-foot length, or 10-foot height, I should say, for the pole vault, which is pretty cool. And so also reached by senior Kalina Strickland from Dobbins Minute. She also hit the 10-foot mark. And, again, she finishes second in the state. In the boys' single A, double A, let me tell you a good story about pole vaulting. Just had a flash. Just had a flash.
Does it involve me?
No.
Okay.
This involves high school. I was the track manager back in the day. Oh, yeah. So on a double dog dare.
Did you grease the pole?
Oh, better than that. The pole vault mat that we had was kind of sunk in the middle, right?
Yeah.
The big foam thing. So because it was older than dirt. So I was double dog dared as the track manager, and also threatened to get thumped in the back of the bus, come back from track meet. Anyway, make a long story short, the guy pole vaulting was Robin Arthur. Never forget this, long as I live. Great guy.
Big kid.
No, a little skinny, scrawny kid, but he could hit that pole vault and he can go way up, and he's pretty good. And so anyway, make a long story short, I was challenged, and I did it, to get some chocolate pudding and put it in the middle of that little low area where you can't see it, and just kind of puts a little 2 or 3 little of those little things of chocolate pudding there in the middle of the pole vault thing. So when Robin comes down, does his thing, goes up over, and he lands, and because you can't see it because it's sunk in the middle, you couldn't see it. So before practice, I did what I was told, short of getting killed by the older and bigger guys on the track team. One of those being K.O. Martin, the shot putter, and I did it. Anyway, make a long story short, Robin was a kind of a pasty guy with red hair, kind of gangly. Remember Ebb off Green Acres?
Oh, yeah.
All right. He's a little bit shorter than Ebb, but looked a whole lot like him. Just a splinter with legs, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, down the boom, boom, boom. His first practice, he got the pole out of the shed, and all these guys were standing on the fence before practice started and said, Robin, go ahead, man. Let's try it. All right. Boom, 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 boom. He hits that hole, puts the pole vault thing in the hole, goes up, over, ooh, splat. Comes and he hits. I can put like 6 or 7 of those little things of chocolate pudding in there.
Oh, man.
Well, he landed on his back so you can know what his uniform looked like when he came up out of the chocolate pudding over the back of his breeches. Looked like he had an accident. So all the guys on the side on the fence, knowing this was going to happen, started catcalling him and laughing at him. Well, he is mad as a wet hen, and understandably so. Comes out with his red practice outfit on, its back of it, where he's landing on his back, covered in chocolate pudding. looked like he had an accident in his britches. So, and he is embarrassed. His face is cherry red with that old red hair, mad. And so OKO sold me out.
Yeah,
absolutely. After I did all this, and they're chuckling, he said, "Well, who did that?" And I thought, "Ain't nobody gonna rat
Tommy
me out."
Taylor.
They all went, "He did. Taylor did it." Well, it was on. I mean, he took me. I took off running. Our football fields on the side of the bank of the river there in West Virginia. I go down. I hurdle the fence, the chain link fence, down the hill. I think he'll never chase me down the bank. Oh yeah,
he did.
He chased me. Got me down to the river, and I got baptized. I don't know how many times. He took my face. You gonna do it again? No. Gonna do it again? No. He dunked me about 6 or 7 times.
Just like home.
So, and
you get it at school, you get it at home.
Yeah, that's right. So I go back up to the truck. I mean, I'm soaking wet. I'm crying. I'm mad because these guys are ratting me out. And I walk up beside K.O. Martin, who's about 6'12", big old arms. He's a shot putter and the discus guy. I said, "Why did you do that to me?" He said, I'll never forget this. He said, "You're a sissy pants. Get away from me." And they all just walked off, just left me sitting there. After they set me up and I did it, I came up here crying and snotting and snorting, and they said, "You're a big sissy pants, and you're stupid. Why would you do that?" And they all just walked off, and that was it. So that's my pole vault story. Chocolate pudding, down over the river, got baptized.
You know, you're telling yourself an awful lot.
My boys ratted me out. But I got them back. I told you what I did to KO, didn't I? Mm-hmm. Yeah, put some of that atomic bomb.
Oh, that's right. You told me in the jockstrap.
The old jockstrap.
Yeah.
And old boy threw out the shot put like he had never thrown it before. Got out there, worked up a little sweat. Of course, you know the atomic bomb.
Oh, yeah.
The more you sweat, the more you burn. So he's over there waiting his turn to shot, but he's kind of dancing around because he's on fire. And he looked up at me and he said, "Taylor, AKO," to waved at him. Yep. Got your back, big dog. Good stuff, good memories. Anyway, all that to say, Savannah Hurst finished second in the pole vault in the state girls track meet. Again, representing Science Hill. The boys, single A, double A decathlon. Greenville's Raheem Young finished third. He was the top 4 of every event except the 110 hurdles. In the top 4 of every event of a decathlon. How many events in a decathlon?
10.
There you go. He was in the top 4 of every one of them except the 110 hurdles. And then out of Sullivan East, Peyton Kegley won the 110 hurdles and finished 6th in the decathlon. So we got some kids down there making some noise, and I love it. And so Ellie Pechtel, she's playing tennis representing Greenville. Ellie Pechtel won in 3 sets against Notre Dame's Sarah Joyce. So Greenville, they got their soccer team there, their softball team there. He just on the tennis team down there well, too. So Greenville High School having a heck of a spring fling in Murfreesboro.
They got to take a full bus.
Yeah. Take a whole bus. They got a bunch of youngins down there. We'll take a quick break. We'll come right back on the backside. The Smart Ride program from Larry Kiser, Nationwide Insurance. We'll check that out. He'll tell you all about that coming out of the break. And also, later in the break.
Yeah, you were going to do something
I'm
else.
sorry. Coming out of the break, we'll talk to my man Hub from Food City. Getting ready for the big weekend. I hope you are. Again, you've got the Scott's Strawberries. And also, you got a big Memorial Day weekend sale going on with Food City. And Hub's going to join us coming up next year. One of our sponsors soon to come on board. We're excited about that. Food City. And, again, we'll be joined by him right after this. Hour 1 of the books. Man, we've flown by. We've talked about Calipari.
Yep.
We've talked about Spring Fling. We've talked about the old boy landing in the pole vault pit with chocolate pudding all over his britches and me getting dunked to the river. And we watched you go 2 for 5 on the quiz show.
Oh, mercy.
But he did get badminton right.
That's right.
And he got Monopoly right.
You thought I was going to get those wrong.
We're so pitiful.
I know
This is pitiful. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. It's the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Hi, I'm Rob Cole with Bays Mountain Park. There's something for everyone at Bays Mountain Park. Whether you're an outdoor enthusiast or simply looking to get away and relax, Bays Mountain Park in Kingsport, Tennessee is the perfect destination. For only $4 per vehicle, enjoy 3,500 acres of breathtaking scenery, featuring 40 miles of hiking trails, wildlife habitats, one of the Southeast's premier planetariums, and much, much more. For more information, please visit www.baysmountain.com or call us at 423-229-9447. Bays Mountain Park, one of the Tri-City's best places for learning, leisure, and recreation.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
Back in hour number 2 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show. We're up to 15 states. Again, what countries? Mexico, Great Britain, Peru. Last time we found out, Schleswig-Holstein, Germany. Hit us on a made a hit. Is that what you call it, made a hit?
At least one hit. Podcast.
One hit?
Yeah,
podcast hit. And also in Puglia, hope it's that right, Puglia, Italy. So hello to Italy, hello to Germany. And
Puglia.
Thank you. And hello to Kingsport. Mark Hubbard's there, the store manager on Eastman Road. Good afternoon, sir. How you doing?
Good afternoon, Tom. Good to hear from you. How are you?
Just fine, sir. Just fine. We're getting ready to crank it up. Tell me, going into the weekend, tell me about those great Scott strawberries you get right now at Food City.
Well, let me tell you a little bit about, and I'm sure a lot of people knows that they actually start picking those the morning of the delivery, somewhere around 12, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. They usually hit the Food City stores around 9:30 to about 2 o'clock, and they're absolutely excellent. They're not too ripe. They're not too underripe. They're absolutely perfect for pies and cobblers and whatever. So you can actually get them in most of our food cities in Tennessee. So I always look forward every year to have Scott strawberries in all of our stores. So,
as John Jones told us last week, they're grown on the sandy banks of the Nolichucky in the heart of Unicoi County. So he
absolutely, they really are. And they're kind of like a staple. You know, it's a staple for Upper East Tennessee and all this. It really is.
We were there last Saturday doing the bagging competition for those youngsters, again, out of 18 stores, and you brought in a load of strawberries when we were there doing the competition on the in-house PA, and it wasn't long. They were all gone, folks. So they're just kind of standing around waiting for the strawberries to come in, don't they?
You're right. You know, they probably lasted about an hour and 45, hour and 50 minutes that day. So it was always on the weekends when we get those, you know, people are actually sitting in the black chairs up front, Tom, and they're actually waiting on the delivery to come in. So it's a big wow factor. It's a big win for us, and, you know, people every year look forward to receiving their Scott strawberries.
Now, here's what we did. We got some that Saturday, brought them home, we capped them, and got one of those dessert cups and broke those up, put them in a bowl, and poured milk over the berries in the dessert cup, and woo, you talking about good.
Oh, they're awesome. They're awesome. Absolutely awesome.
It is awesome, no question.
Absolutely.
Now, we've got a big weekend coming in. We're talking to Mark Hubbard, the store manager of Food City on Eastman Road in Kingsport. Big weekend coming up, Memorial Day weekend. What kind of specials do you have?
Well, we have several. We've got the whole ribeye in a bag, $6.99 a pound. You've got to buy it, you know, all together, but $6.99 a pound, pretty awesome deal. Here's one of the best, and I've actually been sampling the last 2 days. It's sweet and juicy seedless watermelon.
Oh, yeah. We
have them displayed up front. Here's the best part about it. They're really well, but they're $3.99 a pound, which is pretty awesome. That's probably the cheapest they'll be all year. They're usually $3.99 and $4.99, so really a good deal. And, you know, it is kind of starting the in the husk sweet corn. We have those 3 for $1. So we've got really good specials. It is a great time of year. Anytime Memorial Weekend starts, it kind of makes everything feel like summer's here. So we do have a really good ad going on, Tom.
It's going to feel like summer, too, because this weekend, it's cool today. It's going to go back up to the upper 80s, low 90s, with a lot of humidity. So it's going to be a hot, muggy weekend for Memorial Day. So what kind of soft drink specials do you have at Food City?
Well, we have the six-pack, 16.9 RC varieties. They are running right now at $5 for 10, and you have to buy. It's at Buy More, Save More. And also the Coca-Cola products and all the varieties, the 12-pack, 12-ounce can, buy 4, save more. What I'm saying is if you buy 4, each 12-pack will cost $2.99 a 12-pack. So that's what we've got going on the drinks. Also, to add to that, we've got the family-size Frito-Lay chips, buy one, get one. Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce, buy one, get one. And here is real, as Tom alluded, 95 maybe degrees this weekend. Mayfield homemade vanilla in all the varieties. Buy one, get one. So really, it's a really good ad. It's on our front page of our ad. It's a kind of a bang up week for us, and we're trying to really make it good.
How much of those seedless watermelons? You got me stirred up about that. I like seedless watermelons.
$3.99, and I'll actually, if they'll come by and see me personally, I'll cut it in half and overwrap it and let them look in the middle. That's what I'll do for them.
That's great. That is great. Now, before I let you go, we're going to brag on this gentleman for a minute because he has earned it. You're up for not a local, not a regional, but a national award. So I want you to brag on yourself. You don't like to do it, but you've earned it. Tell me what Mark Hubbard's up for right now, would you please?
Well, a couple weeks ago, I went to the store managers meeting in Abingdon, and they kind of made Mark Hubbard less for words. I didn't have much to say when they said that they had nominated my name into a hat, as over 100 different stores sent in their resume type deal for it, and I was chosen one of the 10 finalists of the National Store Manager of the Year. So, it was, you're pleased about it, really honored about it. It's been a long time since I've been around, over 30 years in the grocery business. And when you're in the grocery business, you either love it or hate it. And then in between, people don't stay. And I stayed, and I'm really proud to say that I probably wouldn't be where I'm at today if I really didn't surround myself with some great people and associates inside my store to really do the job and to be able to exceed expectations like Food City expects. And I really give a big shout-out to Mr. Smith for giving me a chance 12 years ago to, like he says, finally see the light from the company I worked for before for a long time over to Food City. So I'm really honored to be nominated and hope I represent the company real well.
When will you find out? And if you win it, what do you get? You get a car? You get a trip to Disney World? What do you get if you win it?
I think there's $1,000 the winner is in prizes, and I don't know exactly what the prizes will be. I will find out today. I was chosen to go to Future Connect, which is in Chicago this year, and we're down Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday between 10 and 11, June the 10th. They'll announce the winner. So that's when it is. And like I said, I'm really honored to represent Food City and Eastman Road, and on top of that, to come behind a legend that ran this store for well over 40 years and still be accepted in the city of Kingsport and what Mr. Moore had really set out here. So
you're right. Big Ed Moore is proud of you. He's looking down on you today, knowing that's my boy, because he kind of handpicked you to be the new manager when he retired.
He sure did.
And proof's in the pudding. He picked well.
He sure did.
Yeah, he's a great man, and so are you. I appreciate you very much. You got a store to run. I'll talk to you soon, and I'm coming over to get me a seedless watermelon. What are you going to do? You going to cut it in half? How'd you say you're going to do it?
I'm going to cut it in half, and I'm going to let you smell them, then I'm going to overwrap it.
That is awesome. All right, Hub, I love you, man. I'll talk to you soon, all right?
See you buddy.
All right.
Thank you.
I'm going to cut it in half, let you smell it, and I'm going to overwrap it. That's good. Appreciate him very much. Again, he didn't know I was going to do the last part, so I'll get a text here in a minute, but that's okay. You go up for a national award, you deserve to get some recognition. Store manager Mark Hubbard, again at Food City on Eastman Road in Kingsport. We appreciate him very much. And up for the Store Manager of the Year. SEC baseball from yet last night. Texas A&M beat Alabama 4-3. Vanderbilt over Missouri 7-6. LSU over Auburn 9-8. Let's see. ACC tournament from last night. Florida State beat Clemson 3-1. Miami over Virginia 9-5. And Louisville beat the North Carolina Tar Heels 7-4. Today, let's see if we can get some scores on these. They played this morning, 11
Alabama
o'clock.
won.
Alabama won today over Missouri.
Yep.
There you go.
4-3.
Horses on it, like duck on a June bug. ACC, they played 11 o'clock. Notre Dame, the third seed against NC State, the number 6 seed. They played at 11 o'clock. They're playing these, by the way, in Durham, North Carolina. So we'll try and get an update on who won that game between Notre Dame and NC State. Now, we have the Kentucky Derby, American Pharoah. We have the Preakness, American Pharoah. And now we're going to the Belmont. We've got controversy off the track. What's going on?
Well, you got Ahmed Zayat, the owner of American Pharoah. He has filed a motion in federal court to dismiss a lawsuit against him. A guy by the name of Howard Rubinsky has asserted and filed a lawsuit in federal court that says Zayat owes him $1.65 million as a result of money he credited to him back in 2003 when he was gambling at several casinos. He said the breach of contract suit was filed in 2014. Now, this happened in 2003, but the guy waits till 2014 to file the lawsuit. I think he waited to see.
Sure, he's going to get
how successful this guy's going to be.
Yeah,
and now that the guy's, of course, Zayat, he denies everything. He said it's a fraud. He says Rubinsky is a criminal. He's blackmailing him. He has of himself has gambling offenses and been convicted of money laundering and that sort of thing. So he's totally on the other side of it. But I'm sitting there going, 2014. There might be something to this Rubinsky being a little on the off end, but some federal judge has taken it to heart. And
11 years later.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
So wait till the horse gets famous or the guy gets some money in his pocket. And, I got to sue you because now you got some money.
You owe me. He said he's paid back some of the money, but he still owes him $1.65 million. So I'm sitting. Jeez.
Yeah.
Who would credit somebody millions of dollars to begin with?
I don't know.
I mean, that's stupid.
Yeah. You're walking into it right out of the chute. So, all right, what else going on in sports? Let's see. Domestic violence charges are dropped. This will get some people riled up. Again, domestic violence charges against Ray Rice have been dropped against the former Ravens running back. He hit his then-fiancée in Atlantic City casino elevator. Remember that? Knocked her unconscious. Surveillance video released showing him dragging her unconscious body off the elevator. Later in 2014, last year, the video of him striking her was released, leading to his release by the Ravens. Charges dropped after Rice completed a pretrial intervention. So, walks away. Now.
Make it go away.
Yeah, and they did. Now, if I'm a female in this country, I'm just telling you, if I was a lady, I'd be raising holy cow.
We all saw it.
Oh,
we all saw what happened.
To make it up, she said, "What's the big deal?" She came by and kind of played it down,
That's because he's his sugar daddy. I mean, it's where the money's coming from.
Knocked her unconscious, not just smacked her. That's bad enough in of itself. Knocked her unconscious and drug her unconscious body off the elevator, and they dropped the charges. If I'm a female in this country, I am just jacked up. That is, and guys too, but certainly the female side of things. So hopefully the ladies will. I don't know how you band together and make your feelings known, but everything's been dropped. Former Ravens running back Ray Rice, charges were dropped after Rice completed a pretrial intervention. So there you go.
Okie dokie.
So everything's hunky-dory. And as my daddy used to say, boys, always remember this. What's down in the well comes up in the bucket. You'll see people who they are and how they are. I don't think, leopard doesn't chase its spots either, does it?
No.
No, leopard never changes its spots, so we'll see if Ray Rice can get it together. But, again, I think it's very, very sad commentary for our country to let this gentleman walk away, and all the charges dropped after he knocked her unconscious and drug her out of the elevator. No. As my mother goes, she used to do that all the time. We'd get ready to get whipping. Yeah. Shame. She didn't say shamey, but we knew what she was meaning. Like,
you heard that.
Yeah.
Knew it was on.
You knew it was on. It was not going to be good. When my father went down the hall, he had his belt hanging on a nail in the closet. If he was mad, he'd go down and try to rip it off. You hear the thing cling, 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 trying to pull that belt off the hook. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. And she's there going, this is not going to be good. It's not going to be good. So, anyway, the ladies should be up in arms with it. That's pitiful, sad commentary for our country. That guy should have not gotten a chance to walk away, but he did. All right, Patriots, Revis, who's now a New York Jet, he says he's not surprised. Jim Kelly said Tom Brady, he kind of called him out too. Of course, the Bills and the Patriots, there's no love lost there between those two teams, but former Bills player, quarterback, star Jim Kelly, who is in cancer remission, by the way, had unkind things to say about Tom Brady. And now Revis, who played for the Patriots with Tom Brady over the last couple of years, now he's a New York Jet, he had what to say about it.
He said the Patriots have a history of doing stuff.
Yeah.
Of course, Revis, he was with the Super Bowl Patriots last year. Now he's with, the Jets. He says even though he was on the team when the scandal happened, it only pertains to Tom Brady. He had nothing to do with it. Okay. Let's see here. He gave a straightforward explanation to Deflategate. Everybody's blowing it up because it's Tom Brady. I understand that. But if the NFL feels he did the crime and he did something and they want to penalize him, well, then that's it. He says the Patriots have a history of doing stuff. And what he means by stuff, you're talking about Spygate.
Mm-hmm.
So he boldly, he has no doubt in his mind that it happened. He's not denying it in any way, fashion, or form. So he's not, standing up for the Patriots. He's not condemning them. He just says, hey, they did it. It is what it is.
And so there you have it. He's not surprised. He's like, it's status quo, right? We expect them to do things.
Yep.
That's terrible. That is terrible. All right, we got one before we go to the break here. We got to talk about your boy. He's in the news.
Oh, gosh.
Myron Rolle, I guess is how you say his name, Rolle, disagrees with Bobby Bowden's comments on Jameis Winston. Bowden came out last week and said he was an embarrassment to Florida State University.
I like Bobby again.
And so Myron Rolle says, no, wait a minute, not so much.
Who's this?
I'm going to find out here. Myron Rolle, former Florida State star defensive back, Myron Rolle, told the Associated Press Tuesday while he didn't believe Bowden meant Winston any ill will, he did firmly disagree with his former coach's remarks.
That's because he's one of Winston's buddies.
I didn't agree that Jameis was an embarrassment to Florida State. Anybody who meets him one-on-one will realize just how good of a young man he is, how solid he is.
Yeah, right.
I know, Coach, he loves Florida State. I know his heart's in the right place. It's unfortunate how it played out, but I know Jameis will do well. I'm sure he doesn't have any hard feelings towards the coach either.
The kid walked out of a grocery store with crab legs in his pants. There's your role model right there.
Well, that's not the one that gets me. The other one's
what he did in the cafeteria.
Yeah, up on the table.
We won't discuss that one
because
that was a little vulgar.
Show. Yeah.
But still, those two incidents alone, he's a role model. He's an outstanding young man. I'm sorry.
All right.
No.
I'm right there with you. So, now, his replacement, Everett Golson. Jimbo Fisher says no guarantees, but a chance to win another title for Florida State with this guy at quarterback. He's really high on him. Left Notre Dame. Of course, he's already graduated, and so he has eligibility, I guess, one more year to play. And so Jimbo Fisher says, man, I'm all about this guy. I think he's – Jimbo Fisher – I
missed the show yesterday. He went to Florida State?
Oh, yeah. Wait a minute. Jimbo Fisher has not guaranteed Everett Golson anything other than an opportunity to compete at the quarterback position, but the Florida State head coach believes Golson's transfer will, quote, enhance the team and give the Seminoles a shot at winning another national title. So
does this not surprise you? Florida State, if there was one team I would have said yes, Golson's going to, I would have picked Florida State because this is their MO. It's them. This is what they do. They cause controversy.
Golson's primary competition for the starting job will be redshirt junior Sean McGuire and what the former Notre Dame quarterback can bring to the Seminoles in 2015. Sean had a tremendous spring. We're very comfortable with Sean. We expressed that to Golson from the get-go, says Fisher. He can't guarantee anything. Now, last week, Golson said he was, quote, negotiating with Florida State.
Yeah.
So at the same time, it's a chance for us. You got another really, really good football player coming in.
How many crab legs is he going to get?
Oh, Fisher says they did the research on Golson before making the offer. He believes they're welcoming a, quote, very intelligent, very charismatic, and very good person to the locker room.
Yeah.
It's a win-win situation for Florida State football.
They
so we'll
Google
see.
searched him and then clicked off the browser. That was their research.
So anyway, he's going to be the heir to the throne from Jameis Winston. Everett Golson transferring from Notre Dame, and he's now in the fold as a potential starting quarterback for the Seminoles.
I hope they fall flat
Florida
on their
State.
face. I do.
You know, for much of the stuff they do, their play-by-play guy, I don't know if he's still there or not. He was back there a long time ago. The guy was excellent. Gene Deckerhoff, the voice of the Seminoles, loved to hear him call a ball game. I don't know if he's still there or not. That was a long, long time ago. So I remember back in the day I followed Florida State right when Bobby Bowden came along. And since then, I mean, we're not the only people to say they and the University of Miami and some other schools have recruited some folks that are, how would you say it, tactfully or not so tactfully, I guess. But anyway, some people maybe not as so good. So anyway, I think Gene Deckerhoff is awesome, but that has nothing to do with what happens on the field with the Seminoles of Florida State. So there you go. You're still shaking your head. I got him going. Got him going. It wasn't hard to do. All right, before we go to the break, baseball scoreboard update, my friend. What is the latest in the Major League Baseball Thursday afternoon game, sir?
All right, they're in a delay now in Seattle. Evidently, they never made it to the bottom of the third, or they're in the bottom of the third. Still 4-1, Baltimore over Seattle. Bottom of the sixth, Arizona 6, Miami 5.
There you go.
So you got that, and then also you've got Houston and Detroit. It's no longer scoreless. Detroit is up 2-0 now in the top of the fifth. And St. Louis at New York. New York's up 1-0, and they're just getting ready to start the fifth inning.
There you go. Hey, our thought for the day from Larry Kiser. In fact, he's going to be with us coming up here in just a second after the break. And our thought for the day from Larry Kiser is, I love this, the main thing is to keep the main thing the main thing. The main thing is to keep the main thing the main thing. Be prepared to replace the urgent with the important. There you go. But the main thing is to keep the main thing the main thing. I guess called prioritizing.
That sounds like something Barney Fife would say.
Yeah. Nip it, Andy. It's going to be big, really big.
The main thing, the main thing.
The main thing is to keep the main thing the main thing. Actually, it came from Yogi Berra.
Berra?
Oh, Yogi said that. The main thing is to keep the main thing the main thing. That's our thought for the day from Larry Kiser, Nationwide Insurance. I would tell you about the Smart Ride program, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to take a break, and we'll come back and let him tell you all about the Smart Ride program. Also coming up, David Crum joins us from the folks from the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency. Also, we got some more sports stories coming up we want to pass on to you both locally and nationally. So come back with us, please, after the break. As you're dialed in here on this Thursday, what'd you say? We're up to 15 states, 4 countries. We love telling you what's going on in Tennessee and around the region, around the world. As you'll come back as we carry on here on a Thursday on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
At Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, they treat thousands of patients each year dealing with diabetes and its effects. Diabetes overtaking our nation and leaving a path of destruction behind. Through wound care, office visits, and preventive care, they see most of the patients after a problem arises. Using diabetic footwear such as shoes and inserts, a great way to prevent or prolong skin breakdown and amputation. At Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, they use only custom molds from patient mold inserts, which further ensure a great recovery, or better yet, prevents a wound from happening. They use custom molded shoes, bracing, custom inserts, and extra depth diabetic shoes to prevent wounds or other skin issues from beginning. Call today, 1-800-524-4447. 39 years, 6 locations, 1 family. Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, 1-800-524-4447. Oil is the lifeblood of your vehicle. Blaine Turner from American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City tells us an important role it plays.
Oil's actual number one job is for cooling your engine. Yes, you have your coolant and your coolant system, but oil actually is your primary coolant system. It pulls from heat from the hottest parts of the engine, and actually, has a higher velocity than, your coolant or anything like that. So no matter, when your engine hits those high temperatures, it's able to actually pull the heat out of there and help cool. as it pulls it out, it's a lot of wear and tear on it. So it gets dirty, it gets filthy because it's pulling the heat, pulling the dirt, everything like that. So it's very important to change it at the interval that it's due. If you have a standard oil, I would suggest 3,000. If you have a synthetic, I would suggest 6,000. Now, they do make different brands that go longer than that, but get with your mechanic and let them give you the information on which oil that is and whether your car's suited for that.
American Import and Auto Repair, Johnson City. Call today at 913-3111. Kingsport Cabinetry installs cabinets and countertops all over the three-state region. I asked owner Richard Isaacs, is there a template or is the sky the limit?
Pretty much the sky's the limit. We have a very good drawing system that you come in, tell me what you want. If you have a set of house plans that you're working with, you're building a new house, we can take it off the house plans, we can draw it up, do you 3D drawings where you can see exactly where all the doors, the drawers, the color of the cabinets, kind of get close to the color of the countertops in your drawings. Go over that with you, then you can say, well, Richard, let's change this. I'd rather for that door to open the other way, or I want that cabinet to be bigger, that cabinet to be smaller. We can customize it to your needs. You know, it's all about what the customer wants. We want them to be happy when they leave here.
Kingsport Cabinetry. Call Richard Isaacs today at 247-6134. Sports Show. Again, one of our great sponsors making this show go each and every day up to 13 states and 3 countries. We certainly appreciate that. Would be our buddy who always brings you the thought for the day. Our buddy, we call him the Big Easy, Larry Kiser from Larry Kiser Nationwide Insurance. Got a great program, my friend, called Smart Ride. Tell me about it, would you please?
Yeah, Smart Ride is just a feedback program that we use to for some driving habits. The reason for it is discounts. Everybody likes to get a little cheaper on their insurance or whatever. There is a 5% discount just for using the program, and after the results are in, you could get up to a 30% discount on per vehicle for the way that you operate your car. Some of the things that we look at is the miles driven, for one. Nighttime driving, anything after midnight, of course, is registered through this. Fast accelerations and hard braking events and things like that as well. Unlike some of our competitors that have these type of plug-in devices, we do not track speed or any GPS where you're at, because we don't know whether you're in a 20-mile-an-hour zone, in a school zone, or whether you're running on the interstate. Without the GPS system in there, it's not a big brother situation. Also, you can monitor your driving habits by going online. These results are fed into your email address. You can go online and keep up with how your performance is throughout the period that the device is plugged into your vehicle. It's a 4-month situation, and the discount is applied on your renewal. No matter what happens, if you do not get any additional discounts, you still keep the 5% discount for just using the device to start with. And it's mailed to you by Nationwide, and you mail it back in, so there's no charge either for using the program.
Neat stuff. It's called Smart Ride, and 2 things. Number 1, I would go without saying, you're signing folks up for this program. A lot of folks are taking advantage of this. Number 2, is there a cost involved?
No cost, like I said. The program's free because you actually send the device back to Nationwide. They pay shipping both ways, and the 5% discount up front for just trying the program. And yes, as a matter of fact, I put 2 of the devices in cars yesterday. Most people can do them themselves. It plugs into your diagnostic port in your vehicle, and if we always tell people if they don't know where that's at or can't do it, bring it by here and we'll put it in for them. So just another service that we try to provide.
Why did you look at me when you said that? If you don't know where to put it and how to install it, why did you look at me? That makes me feel bad.
Well, some people have different talents, Brother Tom.
It's called the Smart Ride program. Gives you personalized feedback, help make you even safer driving decisions. It's a free 6-month program. You can start saving today. And as Larry said, the safer you drive, the higher the discount you get, up to 30% off on your Nationwide automobile policy, obviously. You'll earn an instant 5% discount when you sign up. Safe drivers cost less to insure. They want to pass those savings on to you. How can we get a hold of you, my friend?
423-282-1389 is the office phone. Our email address is Kiser, Kiser, L for Larry, @nationwide.com.
There you go. It's called the Smart Ride Program. Again, one of our great sponsors, Larry Kiser, Nationwide Insurance, based out of Johnson City, writing things all over the place. 282-1389, the number to call. And you heard about it right here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thank you, Brother Kiser, as always. Laughed at me. I don't understand that, but he giggled at me when he said, those who don't know how to do it. All right, we've got Hershey syrup in the news. You like Hershey syrup, by the way?
Oh, I love Hershey syrup.
All right.
Can't have it as much as I used to, but I love it.
All right, tell me about Hershey syrup. What's going on with that?
Well, first of all, the Washington Nationals have started something when they win a ball game.
Right.
Well, whoever gets the game-winning hit or the game-winning play or whatever, that really is the fundamental thing there. They go over at the end of the game and they take a bottle of chocolate syrup and pour it on their head. Well, Hershey got a hold of this.
They do what now? Wait a minute.
They take chocolate syrup.
What are these guys in grade school? They take.
Well, last week Hershey discovered that the Nationals were using chocolate syrup for post-game celebrations.
Now, let me get this right. We're grown men. If you win a game, if you hit the game-winning hit, you just know we're going to come over and cover you in chocolate syrup.
They're dumping syrup on the head of the player whose bat won the game, and so Hershey sent them last week 24 bottles of Hershey syrup, and they're getting ready to send them 108 more. So
for the rest of the season.
So they can just take their bottle of, and be the official chocolate syrup for the Washington Nationals to dump on somebody's head.
Am I missing something here? I feel like there's something that's not being told.
Well,
why is Hershey syrup? Why would grown men do that? Why not a high five just going into the dugout?
According to Ace Max Scherzer, it's just something to top off a good win. So they're topping themselves off with chocolate sauce.
So Hershey's in on it. So they sent them 108 bottles.
108 bottles.
Which is probably what's left in the season, I would think.
Scherzer started the tradition last month when Dan Uggla hit a 3-run homer against the Braves in the top of the ninth. And
his former team.
Yeah, right. They won 13-12, and so he goes over and pours chocolate syrup on him.
And so now it started something.
It started something, and so Hershey's in on it, and they're sending them some chocolate syrup to use.
So somewhere else they'll take cotton candy and smear in their face, or just something, snow
stupid.
Cones. Yeah, it's juvenile is what it is.
It's baseball.
Well, it's baseball, but it's like, really? Grown men doing that? But what will happen is it'll trickle down. You'll start seeing the little leaguers as people do that. Which is okay, I think.
Hershey syrup sales are getting ready to go off the charts.
If you're in fourth grade, I can understand that. But when you're 30-some years old and a husband with kids or whatever, I don't see it. But there again, it's just me. Boys will be boys. It's the boys of summer. Now, what would you do if somebody came over? I can't imagine you taking that very well, getting covered in syrup.
Well, if it was a big game at the end of the season where we were going to the playoffs or it was a championship win or something, that's one thing.
It's tonight against the Reds. They've lost 5 in a row. They're dogs, and you get a game-winning hit, and they come over and cover you in chocolate syrup. I can't imagine you taking that too well.
I would not.
I wouldn't think so, no. I would, knowing you as I know, I think there would be a backlash from Horace. I think there'd be some thumping going on. You may be doing the thumping.
You'll probably hear words that came out of my mouth that I have not said in many, 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 many years.
Gotcha. And understandably so. So syrup is being sprayed on the winning players of the Washington Nationals, the Major League Baseball team.
Yeah.
Now, somebody say, what's the big deal? And at the end of the day, it's not a big deal.
It's not a big deal. But it's
seems a little immature, but that's all right.
It's more. This is a PR thing for Hershey's. What it turned out to be.
Well, sure. Here we are talking about it on the Tom Taylor Sports Show about Hershey syrup. So,
yeah.
And by the way, I know you like syrup, chocolate syrup. I have in me cupboard the sugar-free Hershey syrup, so you can get Hershey syrup that doesn't have all the sugar in it. Yeah.
Okay, I'll have to remember that.
Oh, that's good stuff. So, in fact, because you are who you are, tomorrow I'll bring you a bottle. Present it to you on the air for the weekend for you, Mrs. V, to pour on each other's head or whatever you want to do, some sugar-free Hershey syrup. All right. Did you see the guy here in Tennessee that mowed the Tennessee T logo into his yard, hoping to get on a Google map? Well, it worked. Tennessee supporter Aaron Taylor wanted the world to know that he loved his Vols now that his dream is finally reality, literally. For the last 365 days, Taylor has been mowing his lawn into the shape of the Tennessee T logo is featured all over campus and, of course, on the team uniforms. He's been waiting for the mapping system to update its location images, and on Monday, Google Maps did just that. The results are fantastic, and you can go – here's an aerial shot. And, of course, you can't see you over there, but here's an aerial shot of the tee cut into the guy's yard. And it doesn't say where he's at. I don't know where he's somewhere in Tennessee, obviously, but I don't know if he's in Knoxville, if he's here in the Tri-Cities. I don't think so. I don't think he's here. But anyway, he got himself some national attention because, again, he has the big – I mean, we're talking huge. You can't see this aerial shot from where you are. You have to come around here and see it in a minute during the break. But, I mean, it's an aerial shot. The houses look about like this. I mean, this thing – it's huge. And so, anyway, he wanted to get on the Google Maps, and he made it. And I don't know where he's from, what part of Tennessee he's at, but Aaron Taylor's getting us talking about him, and I'm sure other people.
Has to be something other than an urban area. So it's probably going to be in East Tennessee, probably going to be way out in the country, some county.
So it doesn't say where, but congratulations to Aaron K. Taylor. He made the Google Maps with the big T logo mowed into his yard. So there you go. Those last two stories interesting. Mowing yards for the tea and Hershey syrup from the Washington Nationals. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll come right back. We've got our man waiting in the wings, David Crum, the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency officer, giving you the very latest on boating this weekend. Big weekend, first big weekend of the holiday boating season, Memorial Day weekend. We'll talk to him about that, and also the Bears on the move here in our region. We'll have all that for you coming up right here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
Back with the Tom Taylor Sports Show on this Thursday, getting ready to head into the big weekend, the first big holiday weekend, Memorial Day weekend. Let's go to the phone. He's there, our buddy David Crum from the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, the officer. Good afternoon, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing just fine, Tom. How are you doing today?
Just fine, sir. Getting ready to put a boat on the Boone Lake. You're telling me getting ready for the weekend. So let's start with boating safety. It goes without question to stress the importance of boating safety all the time, but certainly this weekend's going to be hot. Weather's going to warm back up than what it is today. And it's going to be a hot and muggy weekend out on the waters, and a lot of folks out there got to use their noggin boating safety. Tell us about it.
Yes, it's going to be the big boating kickoff weekend this weekend of Memorial Weekend. Historically, it is the kickoff to the summer and all the boating time out there. It's going to be a big weekend, hot and muggy, like you said. A lot of people will be out on the water. Of course, we were talking off air about Boone Lake not having near enough water in it as people are used to. And it's going to be a challenging week for some folks that have not been out on Boone Lake. But they'll be able to go out there and enjoy what the good Lord above has provided for us here in East Tennessee. And boating safety is one of the number one things we will be looking for. Wildlife officers will be out patrolling area lakes, looking for boating under the influence, for safety infractions such as life jackets, people riding jet skis without life jackets, all sorts of different things we'll be out looking for this weekend.
We're talking to David Crum, Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency officer. So what must we have on our boat to make sure we are properly have the proper licensing or proper credentials on our boat?
You need to be sure you
you have a current registration on your boat. You also need to be sure you have a serviceable, wearable life jacket for each person, proper size, on the boat. That includes children. Children under 13 years of age while the boat is underway have to be wearing the life jacket. That means unless it is tied off, anchored, or beached. That includes drifting. They have to be wearing their life jackets unless they're down in the cabin or enclosed compartment of a houseboat. But you also have to have a serviceable fire extinguisher, and it has to be marine-approved fire extinguisher. You need to double-check all your safety equipment. Also, once official sunset hits, you need to have those navigation lights on. Because if you don't have your navigation lights on and you're out moving on the lake, people cannot tell where you are because it's pretty dark out on the lake late at night. They can't tell where you are. If they do see you and all you have is the back white light on, they cannot tell what direction you're going. Some folks like to go up in the coves and go fishing and turn their lights off, but that's very dangerous. So be sure you keep a good, proper lookout. Also, Tom, we've also talked before about boating under the influence. Remember, the Coast Guard did a study several years back that relates 1 drink on the water is equal to approximately 3 drinks of alcohol on land because of the extra stresses. The waves, the wind, the sun, the motor noise, the vibration, all the extra stressors. You know, when you get off of a boat and you've had no alcohol whatsoever, you get on land and you've got what they call sea legs. The body still feels like it's moving around. So you can have alcohol out on the water as long as the operator is not under the influence. Boating under the influence carries the same penalties that driving under the influence does on land.
We're talking to David Crum, the TWRA. So let me ask you this. If you on the road, you got rules on the highway. If there's 2 boats coming in the same, or one coming one direction, one coming the other, what is the rule of thumb? You bear to the right, or is there a gentleman's agreement? Are there laws? What do you do when you got 2 boats coming at one another from different directions?
There are actually navigation laws out there. The basic one, like you mentioned, the rules of the road would be you stay to the right, on the right-hand side of the channel. That's generally the way people pass each other.
Interesting. Now, if you're out there in a smaller boat and you got a bigger boat and you know you're going to make some waves, there's kind of a rule of thumb not to rock that little boat that's out there just kind of meandering around too, right?
Absolutely. Boats are actually responsible for any damage their weight causes. One of the things officers have seen over the years is that some jet skiers like to go out behind the cabin cruisers or behind the bigger boats and jump the wakes of those bigger boats. You have to be at least 90 feet from that boat. We actually had an accident one year over on Percy Priest Lake where an intoxicated jet skier was jumping the wake of another boat and landed in the patrol boat of the wildlife officers.
Good grief. There are statistics for the folks on the road. What about on the water? Every 10 people you see on the water, how many of those do you think have had too much to drink or maybe impaired in some way, shape, or form?
Well, because we've stepped up enforcement on boating under the influence, the numbers are starting to decrease some, but the majority of accidents, documented accidents that we investigate, alcohol is involved in them. I don't know as far as the number of how many out of 10, but there's a lot of folks like to go out on the water and enjoy alcohol. Just be sure you don't enjoy too much, or better yet, just like you would out on the road, have a designated operator.
We're talking to David Crum, the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency officer. How many counties you folks cover, and how many folks do you have to do that?
We have 18 officers covering 10 counties, from Jefferson County and Cobb County all the way up through Sullivan and Johnson. So this weekend we'll be concentrating on Douglas Lake, Cherokee Lake, Watauga Lake, Boone Lake, South Holston, and Patrick Henry.
We go from the waterways to the woods. I know we were going to talk about the bears. The bears are out there. What's the very latest on the bear movement in the mountains of Tennessee?
Well, actually, Tom, I wish we were just going to the woods, but it seems like here more lately in the Tri-Cities area, we're going to the city.
Yep.
Because bears are looking for food, they're hungry, they're moving around, and they're traveling through each one of the Tri-Cities. Here, Bristol, Kingsport, and Johnson City have reported bear activity within the last week. We've also had more increased calls in different areas, even in rural counties such as Johnson County. We've had some more bear activity there. The bears are hungry. They're looking for food. The younger bears are getting kicked out of their home territories, which is what we believe is the bear that's gotten so much publicity going through Johnson City. We believe that bear is a juvenile bear that's been kicked out of its home territory, and it's looking for a new place to live. Generally, they'll pass through. The best thing to do is just leave them alone. If you're at a safe distance and you want to take pictures, feel free to. But don't do like the lady we talked about last week that stopped and was carrying her infant in a car carrier wanting to take pictures of the bear. So these bears are more afraid of us than we are of them. We've had no reports of any aggressive bears in the area. We have had some crop damage so far, but that's it. Bears are moving around, and if you live in East Tennessee, you live in bear territory. The bears have been here a lot longer than we have.
So typically, before I let you go, when do they kind of stop or go back up in the mountains? Is it June, July, or do they ever stop, or is there a time frame?
Usually around late June, they'll be moving around and get to where they're going. It depends on how much food is available in the mountains, but generally around June, July, that area, especially when it gets hot, they'll move back up into the cooler mountains, and hopefully it'll decrease, but later on in the fall when they start getting ready to hibernate.
Great report, as always, our buddy David Crum, getting ready to have a very, very busy weekend out of the waterways, again, with, as you heard him say, Memorial Day weekend with boating safety. There is a website to go to. Tell us what that website is and what will we find when we get there.
You can go to the website of tnwildlife.org. That's tnwildlife.org. If you live in Eastern Tennessee, there's a link to Region 4 there. You can find lots of information on the website, such as the fishing guide, the hunting guide, boating safety guide, also the boating rules and regulations. You can find out how to deal with nuisance animals. A lot of really good information on the website. It's free information.
Great report, my friend. Again, keep that big old ever-growing noggin of yours covered up. It's going to be hot and muggy. The sun's going to be out this weekend, and we'll check back in with you next week, all right?
You got me on the forehead before I got to you, didn't you? Yes, sir. I'm gonna have my ever-growing forehead slathered down with some sunblock and be out there spreading love and enchantment, educating them.
There you go. Doing your job. You do it well. Thank you, my friend. Have a good weekend. I'll talk to you next week, all right?
Thank you very much. Remember, folks, get your kids hooked on hunting and fishing, and you don't have to worry as much about them getting hooked on other things. And safe boating saves lives.
There you go. Well put. David Crum, our Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency officer, again, doing a wonderful job. And, again, 18 officers covering 10 counties, which means, I'll say it, he's gone. That's stretched pretty thin.
It is.
From Jeff County to Mountain City, 18 counties for 10 people. I'm sorry.
Which means if you run across one of them, they're probably not going to be in a good mood.
No. Did I get that right? It's 18 counties? Or no, 10 counties, 18 people.
Yeah.
Still, 18 officers to cover from Jeff County to Mountain City. Come on. So, yeah, you're exactly right. If you run into them, they're there for a cause.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're
focused. And I'd say they probably had a long day, and they're not going to want to talk.
No. And he's
Just listen.
He's told me, that's it. He's told me stuff off air, some of the stupid stuff people do. It's really unbelievable.
I know it.
How stupid people are. But anyway, we appreciate him very much. They do work hard and long hours, and I'm sure they're underpaid because but they do a great job for the resources. Again, 18 folks covering 10 counties from Jefferson City to Mountain City. I mean, just look at the distance. I mean, 10 is probably not enough for a Tri-City.
You're preaching to the choir, son. You're preaching to the choir because I did the same thing.
Yeah, I know that in your day job, which he's now retired from, by the way. That's why he's over here hanging out with me. Now, did you see where your boy – now, this guy, I think he is on your list. It's Tom Taylor Sports Show again on this Thursday. Oh, yeah. 1, 2, 3. Yep, A-Rod's on your list. You saw where A-Rod made it to Washington, D.C.? He went up on Capitol Hill. You see that?
Did he go to Capitol Hill?
Oh, yeah. Bro, walked into a meeting, unannounced, as a matter of fact. Kind of crashed the party, it says. So,
well, I mean,
go ahead, get it out.
No. I've had my soapbox for the day. So,
yeah.
But just know that he just can't get enough attention.
No,
he just can't get. Some people, you just they live for it.
Stop right there. Put the handle in. Pull the handle. Okay, now take off. I feel better.
He just got to have attention. And I mean. He didn't do anything. He's not in the wrong. Everybody else is always their fault. he's one of them kind of people. I'm sorry.
If most people crashed an important meeting on Capitol Hill, they'd be escorted out by security, but not Alex Rodriguez. Yankee slugger touring the halls of Congress Wednesday when he slipped into a trade promotion authority meeting and, again, didn't ask, just kind of dropped in. So let's go in this door. So, luckily for Rodriguez, the House Ways and Means Committee seemed excited about his unannounced drop-in. Well, I was fortunate to get an offer to go there. How can you turn that down? It was a fun day, Rodriguez said. Just like any American, it was great to see Capitol Hill and see where all the laws were made. It was a privilege. It was amazing. It was really amazing. I had a good time. Thought the speaker's balcony was pretty cool. That was amazing. I've never been. It was pretty special. I know my daughters are going to be very jealous when I see them Thursday. Can't wait to take them back there myself. Met a lot of people. It was quite a thrill. It was cool to go to Capitol Hill and see a place to make all the laws. So apparently the guy blows in and goes in unannounced. And so Rodriguez in town with the Yankees for a 2-game series against the Nationals, and thought on his day off in the afternoon, before the game, I'm going to go by and check out the Capitol Hill. And, again, he broke into a House Ways and Means Committee meeting. So it's kind of, hey, let's go in this door. Hey, I'm Alex Rodriguez. How's it going? So now I'm sure somebody up there knew he was there because they're giving him a tour. But apparently, based on this, says he crashes the House Ways and Means Committee meetings. So he probably just went, as I'm saying,
look at me. Look at me.
Let's go in that door. Yeah, look at me. I'm here. So anyway, that's our boy A-Rod, or your boy A-Rod.
What's he doing up there anyways?
I don't know. It's game day. Should be with his team, I would think. Or
trying to legalize performance-enhancing drugs,
I guess. Should be taking BP and getting ready for the ball game, but he apparently was up there early in the day in Washington, D.C. What else going on? What's the update on the baseball scoreboard, my friend?
Oh, let's take a look here. Baseball. We've got still in a delay there in Baltimore, still 4-1. Top of the 8th, all tied up in Miami. Arizona and Miami are tied up, and they're in the top of the 8th. Middle of the 6th inning, it's 4-0 now, Detroit over Houston. And in the middle of the 7th, 2-0 now, Mets over St. Louis.
There you go. Cardinals down 2-0. Tonight is street fights at Bristol Dragway. Had Brandon on yesterday, Brandon Cross. And a really cool story tonight is money drop night. Now, they pulled people's, they arbitrarily pulled numbers out of a hat and call out your name. And if your name was called, they stand you in front of the scoring tower at the Dragway. I think he said 3 or 4 stories up. They open up the window and just drop money out. So, and it's called money drop. And I guess there's a time element, and as much money as you can grab. There's $5 bills, I think $10 bills, and dollar bills is a money drop. They do it a couple of times tonight. And so you just line up underneath
that. Sounds it'd be comical, and I'd love to YouTube it, but that's a recipe for someone to get hurt.
Yeah. I don't know how they do it, but they
sign this.
Yeah. I mean, I don't
go out there and chase it.
He did tell me. I said, well, if you're dropping from 3 or 4 stories up, looks like to me it would flutter.
Oh, they'd flutter all over the place.
So he said they wad them up, and he said they drop them because they'll drop straight down.
So the wadded up dollar bills.
Well, they're not just thrown out. They're either, I don't know how he does them, but they fold them over something to give them a little weight.
Well, it's not going to be confetti-like because they're not going to be flittering down. So to make them sink, they got to give them some mass, so they got to wad them up and throw them out.
Did you say mass? Did you say M-A-S-S or
I
M-A-S-T?
said mass this time, physics, M-A-S-S.
Nuts and berries, nuts and berries. Got us some massed. So anyway, they're dropping money tonight at the Dragway, and it costs you $5 to get in. No, $5 to watch, $10 to drive, and so you get a ticket. They'll call out names, and they'll put you in front of the scoring tower. He says they raise the window and they drop money down. It's called a money drop. So it is hugely popular. I would love to see that. I don't know if they YouTube it, but I would think there'd be some scrambling going on. And if there's a designated area that you drop the money out of, and the wind catches it, blows it over there. There's a horse over eating some chicken. Him, Mrs. V's chicken and tater salad. He looks up, look here, honey, grab it. I got both hands full. I got some chicken and tater salad. Grab that money because the wind's blowing over the stands where Horace is over there slung up eating some chicken.
First of all, Miss V wouldn't be there.
That is great.
Now, Gator might be there with Mrs. V wouldn't be.
Gator and Horace up in the stands eating chicken and tater salad trying to grab money. And old Gator, the horse said, grab it. I got both hands full. Money comes cascading by. You boys don't even try for it. I'm not worried about that dollar. I'm going to eat this chicken.
It was priorities.
Oh, that's great. Anyway, tonight, street fights again to the Bristol Dragway Complex. It gets going in a couple of hours, about 5 o'clock. Speaking of Gator, got to talk about that youngin' before we get out of here. When's the last time you had your ears lowered?
That was last week.
All right. Tell me how your experience was, and for folks who've never been, tell us about life at Cherokee Barbershop with the Gator Man.
They have life at Cherokee Barbershop.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He is the life of the party there.
Well, he's the proprietor. You're right. I can't even say that word.
Owner.
There you go. Yeah, go down South Roan Street and just past Tipton Haynes Farm. You'll see him there on the right side.
Masked, berries and nuts.
There you go. If his barber pole's out, he's in. If his barber pole's inside the shop, you go better knock on the door and see if he's there.
See if he's awake.
Because sometimes he forgets to put it out.
Does he really?
Oh yeah. I had to put it out for him a couple times. But nevertheless, old Gator's good old barber, man, and old-fashioned haircut and a shave if that's what you want. And he doesn't give you a cheap version of it. You want to shave, he'll give you a straight razor shave, and he'll soften up that beard with hot towels. He lathers you up several times, and he even goes the extra mile with a little spritzer of cold water after he shaves you, and he does it all over again. So it's pretty cool.
Haircuts are free. Cup of coffee costs you $11. You get to keep the cup.
Yeah, well, and autograph it and add it to the collection.
There you go. Because now you've done this.
I've
and
started
other folks,
something, he said.
Yeah.
So.
Everybody else is following you. You apparently took your cup and autographed and left it there.
I put my name on the cup and stuck it over there on the shelf and said, okay, here it is for next time.
And now it's growing.
It's got company.
Start a trend. They're open Tuesday through Friday from 10 to 5 and Saturday from 8:30 to 1. Closed on Sunday, so you can go to church. Again, Cherokee Barbershop on South Roan Street in Johnson City, 928.
Don't ask me. That's in my speed dial.
2601 or 6201. Oh, boy. I don't write 928-6201, I believe it is. Yeah, it is. It is, 6201. All right, you missed it yesterday. Let's talk about this when we get out of here. Show's about done. Things flies by in 2 hours. NFL moving back extra point kicks.
Yep, 15 yards.
Now it's going to be a 25-yard point after. Going to kind of increase the odds of something going wrong. And then if it does go wrong, we'll be able to pick it up and run it back. So did you know that?
I agree with that. I mean, it's about time they started to make it a little tougher. It's been too easy.
99% of successful kicks last year, the ball snapping from the two. So now they're going to make you go back. And as I said, you're going to have to kick it from the 25-yard line. And then the other part of the story is if you try with a two-point conversion, the accepted proposal places the two-point conversion at the 2-yard line, allows the defense to return a turnover to the other end zone for the 2 points, just like college. So if you try a two-point conversion, throw an interception, fumble the ball, it's a live ball. Yeah. And they can run it back if they can. Same with a botched kick. Defense can also score 2 points by returning a botched kick. So if you try the point after from the 15-yard line and you have it blocked, it's live, somebody picks it up and runs with it, then the defense, if he makes it, obviously, to the goal line, they get 2 points. So I think it's pretty good. It kind of gives a little bit more excitement because it's become virtually automatic with the point after. So 99%, you don't want that. You want an element of a screw-up in there so it can kind of create some excitement with the fans, right?
They're trying to lure me back is what it is.
What, the NFL?
Yeah.
Oh, you been gone from the NFL?
Well, I mean, after all, it's gone this year and what they're doing.
Put this down, NFL?
Not yet. But the fiasco that the NFL has become.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's still it's an entertainment venue. When you get to the professional level, it's all about entertainment first, not the game. And that's what I can't stand.
Well, stay tuned because we didn't get to this story, but we'll try and talk about it tomorrow. The Raiders are talking with the Chargers about building that stadium. Now the Rams owner said, no, wait a minute, I'm leaving St. Louis, coming to L.A. I'm going to get the first stadium. They may build 2, but I'm going to get the first one. I'm going to sue you people. So now the Rams owner from St. Louis trying to build a football stadium in Metro Los Angeles. Now the Raiders and the Chargers, you missed this the other day. This is on.
I know about it.
The Raiders, Oakland said, we're not interested in building you a stadium, so you're out. So they're on a 1-year lease this year, and then they're gone. I guess they're going to go somewhere. Last year they started to San Antonio about relocating to San Antonio to be the San Antonio Raiders, but no, I've never heard more about that. The latest is building a stadium in L.A. and sharing it with the Chargers because San Diego, their taxpayers voted and said, we're not going to take on the financial burden of a football stadium. We're not interested. So now
got some smart people out there, after all, in California.
So now the Chargers and the Raiders talking about building a stadium together to share it in Metro L.A. Rams owner coming from St. Louis says, okay, I came first. I made the big bolt from St. Louis. You guys put another one out here. I'm going to sue you.
What makes them think that L.A. can support a football team to begin with?
They've
tried it before, and they fell flat on their face several times.
There you go. If it was a good market, they'd still be there. They wouldn't have left. So, Anyway, we'll talk more about that tomorrow because we is out of time. Hard to believe we're out of here, but it has been a fast 2 hours. Our show brought to you today by Bracken Asphalt Maintenance and Paving. Center Street Wealth Management Group, Wells Fargo with Greg Taylor and his great folks. His comrades Jeff Bedford and Tim Colvin and Natalie Wells. Bays Mountain Park, Max Medicine Mart, Cherokee Barbershop. Hit that music horse, we're gone. Bristol Dragway, American Import and Auto Repair. Kingsport Cabinetry, Jim Klein Farmers Insurance. Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics. Book Lovers Warehouse, Larry Kiser, Nationwide Insurance. Coming soon, Food City. Looking forward to that. We're out of time. We sincerely thank you for yours. Win or lose, be a good sport as always. Have a great Thursday. Come back tomorrow. 1 o'clock we'll be here for the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Until then, so long, everybody.